My literacy learner is from Sudan and has been living in Michigan for the past 3 years of his life. He's into Fortnite, soccer, and some other video games. When we met for the first time, he told me that he hated reading and would rather do anything else. He also refused to read more than a couple of sentences the first day that we met and were trying to get to know each other. He also said that he didn't do any reading for fun or in his free time. However, as we got to know each other and build a bond together, he opened up to me about his struggles with reading. He told me about how he struggled to remember what he had just read and how he didn't understand some of the larger or unique words throughout the Maze Runner. He also struggled with reading aloud, as he struggled to read words that he didn't see as often as others. Also, as we met more, I found that my student wasn't as unmotivated as I initially thought from the first day. He wanted to have some important part in what we were doing when it came to reading strategies. I learned that my literacy reader wanted to be more engaged, and that the more he was engaged, the better he could remember things from the book, and the better he became as a reader. My literacy learner as a writer is also not very confident. Up until the last 2 sessions, he hasn't wanted to write anything, and I've only just started to get him to write with me by having both of us do our own 3-2-1 worksheets and compare what we both learned. I used a couple of different reading strategies to try and get my literacy learner to be more successful. I originally tried using a double entry journal as an easy first step to see if he liked it. He ended up not enjoying this strategy as we had to stop too often to write things down. Then we tried post-it notes to write important things down without stopping too much throughout what we were reading. He also didn't enjoy this method and wanted to try other ways to help his reading. Eventually I introduced him to the 3-2-1 reading method with 3 things he learned, 2 vocab words, and 1 drawing. He really latched onto this method, and after a couple of weeks we went back to some of the vocab words from previous weeks, and he was able to understand the vocab words that we learned and was also able to point to them whenever he saw them again throughout the book. It also improved his understanding of the book since we started, and he has been able to tell me what we read in the previous week and even weeks beyond that. This reading method really improved his confidence and understanding of the book. When working with future students in history, I need to remember that not everyone will be at the same reading or comprehension level as a class. It's going to be my job to give my students different strategies of understanding primary source documents, especially when most history teachers don't usually try to incorporate many primary source documents into their teaching lessons. I'm going to need to build a relationship with my students that encourages them to keep trying, especially since some of my students aren't going to be as motivated as my literacy learner. I'm also going to have a variety of strategies available to my students so that they can find one that they enjoy as opposed to doing something they don't enjoy. My definition of literacy is being able to not only read, but comprehend what is being read, and to ask as many questions as you can if you don't understand.